Hi, everybody. This is Paul Hitchcock. Welcome to Wealth Protector TV. This is our channel at BarthCalderon, where we bring you great content, introduce people. We're an asset protection, estate planning, business planning firm located here in Orange County, California, near Disneyland. And really excited for this episode because I have my new colleague on here, Violeta Schultz. Welcome.
Hi, Paul. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and I want to get into this because the whole team is just fired up to have you and your expertise here. And so I want to just mention briefly a little bit about your background and then the areas of law you specialize in. So how did you get here to where you are now?
Wonderful. So, hi, everyone. It's great to be here. My name is Violeta Schultz. I'm an attorney licensed to practice law in Mexico and here in California. I was born and raised in Guadalajara, Mexico. I went to law school in the University of Guadalajara, and I emigrated to the US in my 20s. Here, I applied for the bar exam. I passed the bar. I started practicing family law. Then I went to USC to do my master's degree in international business law and economics. After I finished my master's degree, I started practicing business law, transactional business law. So my focus was to help especially Spanish-speaking clients to start their business, see their dream come true, make sure they stay in compliance with everything, and then see them through their dream. That I became very, very popular with the Spanish-speaking community, not only
Yeah.
because I speak native Spanish, but also because I understood the culture. So I started getting calls from people that had questions about estate planning. What was the difference between estate planning in Mexico and here in the US?
Yeah.
So I started educating myself, and that's how the journey started. Since I started getting calls, I started to volunteer giving presentations in a local nonprofit for Spanish-speaking clients wanting to understand more about estate planning.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's
Yeah.
how it started.
A great story, and I want to ask you a couple questions there. So, Violeta, when you go to law school in Mexico and come here, the requirement is you don't have to do the reschooling here. You have to take the bar and pass it, right?
Correct, but you have to be licensed in Mexico. So many of my
Okay.
colleagues, that's something I do because it's very few of us, very few attorneys that immigrate to the US and become attorneys here. So the key is in finalizing everything in Mexico, getting your license to be able to practice law there. So not only finishing law school, but getting all the
Yeah.
requirements completed. And then you apply for the whole process of getting the right to sit and do the bar exam.
Interesting. And then so your focus areas now, estate planning. I know there's some asset protection I want to ask you about, but on the estate planning side, when you're dealing with, clients, Mexican clients, are they people that live in Mexico and have stuff here, or people that live here maybe have properties in Mexico or businesses? Like what does your client look like there?
Both. I have
Both. Okay.
experienced many times clients that are living in Mexico and they have properties here in the US as a way to spread their assets.
Okay.
They buy property in the US, in any state in the US, and then they maybe form an LLC. So the LLC is the owner of that real estate property. So they are Mexican citizens buying property in the US. So there are tax complexities, ownership
Right.
complexities, and that's what we do. I also see, and that's more common, I would say, people that reside here in the US, they have their entire lives here, but they left property in Mexico, or their family members left them property in Mexico. So you're dealing there with state planning as well. Maybe an interstate property in Mexico, and they don't know how to transfer the property to themselves, or they have property that it belongs to them, but they want to leave it to the children.
Yeah, yeah, that's so interesting to me because it sounds like it can get complex and there's got to be an expertise there because I'm just thinking you're in the US, you someone passes away here, there's estate planning laws here, but if you got property, kids there, or maybe one kid's there, one kid's here, I mean, you got to be on top of that.
Yeah, and there are issues with taxation. Taxation in Mexico is different than to the US. So you
Yeah,
need to have someone that understands both to be able to guide you what is going to be best for your specific situation.
yeah. So you're focused now, joining the team here at Barth Calderon, which is great. Is it business owners? Is it families? Is it all the above?
All of the above. I can help business owners. Many times, what I see with business owners is that they start having more opportunities, more assets, more money. So when that happens, that's when they start thinking about how am I going to protect this? So it goes to my children. How I am going to protect the business I worked so hard to have if something were to happen to me. So that's when many times I see that being a real need. The business is out and going. I help them to get it up and running. Now the next step is protect it and make
Right.
sure that this passes to the next generation.
Yeah. Are you getting focused into the asset protection strategies and tools as well? How do you feel about that?
Good. Yeah, of course, because it goes hand to hand with business law and estate planning. So
Yeah.
yeah, asset protection is part of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I often hear, the attorneys at our firm say that although asset protection and estate planning are two separate disciplines, they really should be integrated. And if they're not, there's sort of a broken loop there.
There is a missing link, and that happens very often. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
it has to be part of protecting assets, discussing estate planning, what's going to happen to everything you have worked for, and business law if you are a business owner. Mhm.
Yeah. And Violetta, how does it work with you? If someone is interested and you're bringing on somebody new, is there an exploratory meeting? How do you do that? Is it a Zoom? Do you meet in person? And what goes on in that first meeting as you're getting to know somebody?
So first of all is how I get the clients, right? So as I mentioned, I started in estate planning doing presentations, and that's
Yeah.
something I love doing. So for example, I have presentation this Thursday where I'm going to be explaining the legal system, the laws, terms, everything. And I know that I'm going to have many, many questions from the viewers in that presentation. So many times, many of the questions are going to be answered, where they're going to feel comfortable and they're going to have a clear understanding of how I can be of support. Once that happens, we have, of course, I always offer free consultations for my clients. This
Yep.
information should be accessible to all, and it
Yeah.
should be free. The services is one thing once the paper gets to be prepared, but the information is available for all. So it depends where my client comes from. Many of them come from the presentation, so they already have all the basic education, right? They're not going to be asking
Yeah.
me what is the difference between a will and a trust, because they already got that information. And a funny thing I do in my presentations is since the majority of my clients are Spanish speaking families, I explain the differences in Mexico and the US. So they know that there is a clear distinction and they know the terms as well. So when they come in a follow-up meeting with me here at the office, they already know that. They already
Yeah.
discussed that with their family and they have a clear understanding of what they want.
Yeah.
If I get a referral from real estate, a realtor, or wealth management, or a friend, or a colleague, many times they want to ask me all those questions, right? What is a will? What is a trust? What do you think I should do? And that's when I need to gather all the information. I need to know everything, all the assets they have. Do they have children? Do they have, is this their first or their second marriage? Do they have property in Mexico? What is their plan for retirement? So I ask all those questions, and based on that, I am able to educate them in the topic, guide them, and explain what I think would be best.
Love it. Love it. You're gonna be mad at me when I tell you this, but I have four kids. Their names are Blanca, Paloma, Santiago, Pilar, and Belen. They all speak fluent Spanish. I don't. I'm horrible with languages.
Oh, beautiful names. That's
Yeah, I
part
know
of
they're
my specialty.
yeah, I know they're talking about me. I just don't know what they're saying, Violetta. Oh
That's,
yeah. No. Well,
I've seen that.
this is great. And I want to tell all those listening because we're streaming this, we're getting this out there to let people know that Violetta has joined our team. We've got a very specialized expertise here, which is great. And you may be watching it on YouTube, LinkedIn, but if you'd like to get on a call one-on-one, we're going to have Violetta's information around this video. You can get on there, complimentary Zoom, and get acquainted, get to know us, get to know Violetta. Happy to do that. And Violetta, obviously, we're going to be talking a lot more. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much, Paul. And yes, everyone can reach me. Check my LinkedIn. I try to put my cell phone in my card so people get easy access to me. So
Wonderful. Love it. Okay, we'll see you soon.
thank you so much. Bye bye,
Bye
Paul.
bye.